Okay, folks, welcome to Quantum Leap with David and Corey. And as it turns out, it's just going to be me today for the first segment because Corey has a bit of a headache that he's trying to shake. And we do have an 11 a.m. segment coming up. So we'll see how he does making it there. But I'm going to make this short. And I really wanted to come on to introduce my book here called Solopreneur that just came out on the 25th. I'm going to share my screen here so we can take a quick look at the table of contents. And first, I wanted to open with this great quote that Ivan Meisner, really inspiration to us all, posted a few days ago. He said, as business owners and in the context of business networking, think about how you can change people's lives. Anything less is not a good use of our opportunity. And that's Dr. Ivan Meisner. So, with a lot of the change in the world right now with the technology and AI, you hear a lot about, oh, it's all good or maybe it's all bad. But, really what it comes down to is it going to make our lives better or is it going to make them worse? And, I think I wrote this book in the spirit of trying to improve the lives of solopreneurs, even if it's giving them a bit of inspiration or new ideas to really make a leap in their results in 2026. And we're going to go into a little bit different approach later about getting ready for 2026 with marketing expert Gail Knott, Corey's wife, and Corey, if you can join us. But this short book, it's 145 pages, and it follows up my first three books, which are currently on Black Friday deal on my website, along with this book at www.davidmkersten.com. And this is the early release version. I'm going to have some more bonus materials and a lot of marketing coming out with the book as well. Really, stories about who inspired this book, how they do these things. That, this is all really based on successful practices in the field that I see solopreneurs, entrepreneurs doing every day with great success. And that's why I just decided to write it up because if it's working for them, it could likely work for you in some fashion. And that's how these chapters are fashioned in terms of how to get you started with each of these core things. And some of these, if you've been in business for a while or even a short while, you may already do them well, and you might pick out a few things that are well put that you can grab onto. Others you might skim those chapters. So and it really intends to kind of build where my three previous books left off, which are about kind of the internal game, really doing the internal work. And this is more, I would say, more practical in that it's nuts and bolts in the real world about how to put that internal work to use to build your business. And I'll just go through a quick summary and then I'll end for today. I just wanted to go on video and I didn't type up any notes. We had a different show planned, but at the last minute, I wanted to just do this brief summary. So I start chapter one is really what is your story? Well, first I'll give the intro about who this book is for, and I can actually show the text on the screen right now. And I really think if you look back at the history of our nation and the economy, it's really built on solopreneurs. I know they often turn into corporations, and we have billionaires who basically run things in Washington. But I think really if you look at the building blocks of this nation over time and what makes it great, it's solopreneurs more or less. And I just think they often get left out due to them being their power being dispersed, even though they are 80% of businesses out there. So, that's why I wanted to focus on them. And that's kind of who I come in contact with. I don't do much work with large corporations. Not that I'm adverse to it. It's just I find they tend to hire everything in house and not be interested in working with too many solopreneurs. So, especially for what I do, they hire kind of the big advertising houses. Uh, anyway, this book represents a series of aha moments that I had on my own journey. Really, I've been in video production for more than 10 years now, and as a full-time business for over about 6 years now. So, um, the moments, my learning curve, I try to put that all in this book to help accelerate your learning curve if you're maybe coming from a different business, or you're starting a new business, or maybe you're getting into being a solopreneur brand new, maybe got laid off from a company job or a government job. Um, so first thing I would recommend checking a look at my other books, again on sale on my website, davidmkersten.com. And I do want to thank Corey and Gail Knott for inspiring this book, solopreneurs all over the world. And Business Networking International as well, inspired this book in large part. So here's the table of contents, your story. What is your story? That's the foundation for kind of who you are, how you interact with people. And I know people this can take a little bit more work than you might think, and I have some ideas on how to get started using that in a powerful way. And we also want to keep evolving that as well too. Our story changes, so how do you utilize that story? What's your mission? And this is based on the opinions of experts. What really helps people gravitate towards our business isn't kind of what we do, but it's really a greater mission, kind of our why, and things related to that. And that really is what kind of the electricity or the magnetism that attracts our ideal client. What are your service packages? I have some innovative ideas here. What are your revenue raising activities? Maybe it's a side business. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you're moving in from somewhere else. So I have some good ideas on how to really bring in some revenue, how to keep focused on bringing in that revenue that is really essential to solopreneur success. What is the entrepreneurial mindset, frequency, and vibration? This is probably my favorite chapter in the book, in that I kind of update my other books and look at that topic of where this has evolved to in brief part. And sorry, we have some workmen in the background. You probably can't hear it, but it can distract me a little bit. I have a chapter 6. How can I look and feel the part? This is just some tips. I kind of first started coming in with a more casual dress, and when I started dressing better, dressing for success, as they say, some better things started happening for me. So there's some thoughts there, and we're going to have some contributors tell their stories on that ish topic as well. What's your marketing strategy? And this kind of the core of the book. I would say I'm a marketer at heart. Probably communications and marketing is one of the things I'm best at. One of the things I've done my entire 20-year plus career. So this all kind of goes together: marketing strategy, branding strategy, networking strategy. We talk about referral marketing, and I really have some innovative ideas here about how to get you started. Maybe you don't have any social media, no videos, no social media. How do you get started? How do you think about that? Networking up, what's that? Website strategy, social media strategy. And here's some more really business essentials: your system for customer retention management. And this is from all from the perspective of solopreneurs and small businesses. So talk about your video marketing strategy. We talk about speakerpreneurship and really how to use that as either a side gig or a key to your marketing strategy. And with that goes podcasting strategy, which I gave some tips there. Business processes. And we had Bob Arts on a few weeks ago. He said, uh, really 80% of the problems we have in our businesses are related to processes. The other 20% is people, and the process ones are often a lot easier to solve than the people. So how do you get what do you look at there? And That's really just an introduction. There's whole books on those processes, which I talk about as well. Financial freedom, I just love that I included this, and I'm going to have a great contributor speak to this issue in greater detail about how do we really build our financial freedom utilizing our business, but other financial management strategies. And that's so very important to solopreneurs, especially in this era of increasing costs and scarcity. How do you live an abundant lifestyle, if not now, to plan for that down the road at some point so you're not just scraping by, but you're thriving? What's your collaboration strategy? And that's one of the key themes that run through this book about how to collaborate with others. And I would say the most important theme that I tried to illustrate in this book is how can we as solopreneurs mitigate our weaknesses by just being one person, by collaborating with others, so we're actually have kind of the benefit of a team as a solopreneur, kind of the best of the both worlds. So that's it for that. I will, if you have any questions, you can email me at wideangle@kirsteninc.com. Otherwise, I will put the links on how to get the book and the trilogy as well. And thanks for joining us on this first segment of Quantum Leap. We'll see you at 11 for how to get ready for 2026 with Gail Knott and Corey Knott, if you can join us. Thanks for joining us, folks.